Hi, my name's Cory Mayo, licensed realtor with Monument Sotheby's, and welcome to Who's in the House, your podcast for everything coastal Delaware. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, that notification bell. That way you're updated every time I upload new podcasts or videos. And if at any time you have questions, feel free to email us at info@who'sinthehouse.de as in Delaware.com. You can also call or text 302-466-5511. Now sit back and enjoy this episode of Who's in the House. So, yeah. So welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome to Who's in the House.
Yes.
So you're at Marsh Island.
Yes, I am.
You've been at a lot of Schell Brothers communities. You've been with Schell for a very long time.
Yeah. It'll be 8 years this August.
Holy moly.
Yes.
Yeah. Where did you start? Which one?
Coastal Club was my first home. Yeah. I was there for a couple of years.
I've actually been on 3 listing appointments recently.
Okay.
Since January, and all 3 of them spoke about you.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Yeah, I was just there on Monday, and you were the salesperson for them.
I love that.
I'll tell you afterwards. I'll tell you who it is. So.
That sounds
good.
good.
But they were like, yeah, Alli was so great and everything. So they're super happy, and they're actually going to sell and build another Schell house. So
that is so what a testament. Like, that's really cool.
Yeah. So you were in Coastal Club. What other communities were you in?
Oh gosh, might not be in the right order, but I was at Coastal Club, Truett Homestead for a while, Sawgrass North.
Okay.
I did a quick stint out in Indy. Redwood was there for a little bit too. And I know I'm forgetting some. Kind of now Arbor Lynn and Marsh Island.
Yeah.
And going to dip my toes at Maryland.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Oh, very cool.
Yep.
Very cool. I actually reached out to Frank yesterday.
Yeah.
To have him on. So maybe the 2 of you can come on again to talk about Maryland.
Absolutely.
So that would be super cool. So Marsh Island,
yes.
Lewes community,
Yep.
Located on the water.
Yeah,
but
it's
like,
unbelievable.
But like water, not just like a creek somewhere.
It's not a man-made pond.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, no. It's actually,
pretty special.
Yeah, I have Google Maps here so we can.
Yeah.
So this is Love Creek, but it's like right at the mouth of where it opens up into the Rehoboth Bay.
Absolutely.
So one of those few communities that actually has powerboat access versus
legitimate.
Farther up
access.
is just paddle boards and stuff like that.
Yeah. No, I mean, your friends could come and pick you up on a boat. You could dock your boat there. So we have the 4 slips. 3 of those are on a lottery system, which is pretty cool. And then the 4th one is like your temporary tie-up.
So the lottery system, I mean, obviously that's HOA managed, I'm sure, but
yes.
How does that?
Yeah, like if you want to put your boat in the water for that year, because it goes
Cool.
annually.
Okay.
Yep, so if you want to do it for that year, you just put your name in. It was pretty funny. Only one person put their name in.
Really?
Last year. So they got it. And
wow.
Yeah, so there's definitely an opportunity for folks that have boats that want to dock their boat in their community.
Yeah.
And like go to Paradise Grill for dinner, or you can just hop on your boat and go get dinner. It's pretty cool.
So do people ride golf carts in here? Are they allowed to have golf carts in there?
Yes, they can.
So you can just hop on your golf cart, go down,
Jot down,
jump on your boat.
Yep.
I mean,
it's like, what's better than that?
you're like at the beach. This is like legit like beach life here.
Yes.
I can't believe there's only one. I mean, I guess I would have assumed with the number of being on the water and boaters, it would have been.
Well, and it might change over time.
Sure.
That was the first year they really did it. So I don't know how they were sending the messaging out for it and whatnot, but I think it's going to grow over time, especially once people see how convenient and fun it is to have your boat within your community. Like,
I mean, this is at any point in time, you just go in, and I'm assuming there's probably, I mean, obviously if you need to fuel up, you go around to Paradise Grill or whatever. So
exactly.
So there's such opportunity for it, but it's not even, again, you have to cruise all the way down Love Creek in order to get to it. You're on your boat and you're out.
You're right there.
You're out in the bay in seconds.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I need to get a touch screen. Like here we are. Like here's boats on Google zipping around. That's awesome.
Yes.
That's super cool. And then from there, you're out into the Rehoboth Bay, and then that comes around down below's Massey's Landing, and then you can get out into Indian River or go out through the inlet out into the ocean.
Absolutely.
That's awesome. That's really, really cool. Yeah, I mean, I've had clients that obviously have built over at Marsh Island, and none of them have been boaters, but it has definitely been a topic of something. And if it's it may not be today, but now living here and living at the beach, you may decide that it becomes part of your life.
And that's a big thing that I talk about with a lot of folks. It's like, do you have a boat? And they're like, well, not now, but I might in the future. And I'm
Sure.
like, well, that's great because this is the best community for you.
Yeah.
And like you said, I've been in a lot of different communities. This is one of the most unique communities I've ever been a part of because of the water access and the way that it was just developed.
Yeah.
The views, they saved the best home sites for the amenities.
Yeah.
And you never see that.
Yeah, and the amenities, I mean, to speak to that, so here we have, my goodness, I need to move this. I keep clicking the wrong part of the touch screen. So off of this cul-de-sac down here is the access to the boat slips, but that's separated from where the amenities are, which is nice because you're not going to have people parking their cars or golf carts or whatever for their boats and leaving them there.
Yep.
They're in one area and the amenities are over here. And I was actually down there maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago with clients that were considering it. And I mean, the views from the pool it's stunning.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Or the gym. Like we have a pretty cool gym right there.
Yeah.
And I said I would probably work out more often if I got to be on my elliptical looking at Love Creek and the bay.
Oh, is there? So I didn't go inside. I couldn't go inside. Oh, wow. Is it really?
There's a gym in there, and like if you're on the elliptical, it's like you're just looking at the water
like
over
big
the
windows
pool.
and everything. That's
so
awesome.
Cool. Like,
yeah.
Maybe I'd work out more if I had a gym with views.
Yeah. You and I both for sure. So this is where the gym's like right here.
Yep.
And then so here it is. I mean, you're just overlooking all of this, and this is all
Protected marshland.
Yeah. It's really, really, really pretty, and
it's not going to change.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. Well, and that's the nice thing also is that obviously the surrounding areas, because these are protected wetlands, like you're not going to have to worry about later on. Now you have a neighbor, backing up to you. So
Exactly.
A lot of the homes, the home site offering in this community from the start is a little bit different than obviously what the home site offering is now. Some of them are piling homes as you got closer to the water.
Right, correct.
So there's the Catalina and I need help.
Catalina, Anegada,
and
the Sanibel.
I always call it the Augusta because and I know it's wrong on purpose. Like I tell every client, I'm like, I forget how you say this. So what is it again?
So it's the Anegada.
Anegada. Which is just massive.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it is really, really cool. And it has that like double view window, one in the front and the back that you can see straight through on the second. And all 3 of those are reverse living, correct?
They are, yes. Yep.
So those were down by the water typically. Some kind
mixed
of
in with the front, but primarily in the back, like you said.
And then the Courtyard Series is the main series of home that was offered in here, which everyone has their idea of aesthetics and looks. I think that the Courtyard Series homes are beautiful. I feel like when you pull in, things look grand, and maybe not everyone wants something grand. I don't know. I just think they're very pretty homes. Not that the other series aren't, but
right. But it is different, and we find that folks prefer either one of the 2 series.
Sure.
And they'll know as soon as they walk into both of them which one is a better fit for them.
Yeah.
And that's pretty cool because we've got all these different types of homes you can choose from.
Sure.
But I agree with you. The wider Courtyard Series, it does just have that. That grand appearance.
Yeah, the shearwaters and the kingfishers with that wraparound porch, they just look, I mean, they're very stunning. So the community has a lot of these looking homes, and then you even have homes like the Wimbrel or the Cassidy that have the ability of being a 2-story home if they add the loft, which also adds that appearance to it.
Yep.
But our big main reason for this and our of this podcast and our discussions,
drum roll,
are these last home sites that are available. So a couple things. The community is like 98% done.
Yeah.
How much of this have people moved in? So how much construction is currently going on?
Oh my gosh, there's really not too much construction happening right now.
Cool.
I wish I pulled those numbers before I got in, but I would say, I don't know, we might have like 7 or 8 homes under construction
That's
right
great.
now.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's not a ton. Like we're at the tail end, which is cool for folks coming in now. They're not going to have to live with that construction for years and years. Your amenities are in, they're operable, they've been up and running for years now.
Yeah.
And the final pave comes quick.
Yeah. Yeah, no, 100%. Well, and when you're down at the pool relaxing, you're not hearing,
pilings
roofing
being
and I can only imagine. I can only imagine what
that was a while ago. Though. We're done with that.
So you just get to go down and relax. But the cool thing is that for anyone, and obviously, if someone were to sign a contract on any of these 5 remaining home sites, a lot of the homes that are under contract now, by the time they start, will be closed.
They'll be settled.
So there would be potentially only 5 home sites that are under construction. So, so they're not wooded home sites. Obviously, they are homes that back to each other. But with that comes some amazing savings.
Absolutely.
And also with closing out the community, sometimes what happens in communities when you get towards the tail end, people may be looking at distracted by shiny balls and of new communities, and they miss out on the opportunity of massive savings.
You're exactly correct. Yeah, we've got some really great incentives right now. Basement incentive on top of our marketed incentives out at Marsh Island. All of those sites can accommodate a basement.
Wow. Okay.
Which is pretty cool too.
So currently, right now, we're looking at pretty much company wide $24,500.
Correct.
Off of the base price.
Yep.
Is what we're seeing.
Yep.
And that's divided 10 and 15, correct?
Yes, you're correct.
Yeah, so 10 is going to be your platinum program.
Platinum package incentive.
Yeah. And then 14 is kind of like spend it how you want.
Exactly, either towards closing costs or off the base price of the home.
Cool.
And we do closing incentives also, so it's not that they have to take that and put it towards close.
Sure.
We just like to give the opportunity to them, see whatever works best for their financial situation.
The other thing, and I didn't even talk about it when we did the podcast the other day with Joe and Carol, and this, I feel like you guys don't forget about it, but it kind of seems like secondary, but it truly is an incentive. You guys are one of those builders that pick up half of the transfer title tax.
Yeah, we do.
It's 2% of the final. Not the base
percent
of the final price.
Of the final price.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if you're $500 or $700 or $1 million, whatever the price is,
2%.
Yeah. So Delaware transfer title tax is 4%.
It is.
On the resale side, traditionally the seller pays half, the buyer pays half. So we're 2 and 2. A lot of builders do put that full 4% obligation on the buyer's shoulders.
They do.
And you guys are picking up half of that. So
correct.
You're $24,500. Plus 2% of whatever the final price of the home is as part of their incentive, plus a free basement.
Unfinished. Yeah.
Which ranges, if we had to get, obviously it's
Depends
based upon square footage.
Yeah.
But,
I would say 30 to 35, somewhere in there typically. It could be a little less if the footprint's a little smaller. So it could be really it's like 25 to 35, I'd say.
And every floor plan has the ability to do a basement.
Yeah.
Yep.
And those home sites.
So if we look at the floor plans, so you have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you have 8 floor plans that are showing right now for this community. I'm assuming that like a Bethany won't fit on those home sites.
It actually will.
Will it really?
It really will. Yeah, Tyler and I have been doing quite a bit of digging in our lot fit book.
Wow.
Because we want to make sure we're setting good expectations.
Yeah.
And we've removed any floor plans that won't fit on the majority of those sites.
Wow.
Yep.
So hence why we don't see a Chesapeake.
Correct.
That's so.
Yep.
All 8 of these will fit on there?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
What's really cool, I'm kind of like a little bit speechless. I wasn't expecting that answer. What's cool with the Bethany, and it's obviously taste, but this actually gives you the ability because of the shape of the home to do a side load garage without having to have that additional width to make the turn.
Or the additional cost, right?
Oh, true. Yeah, because it's baked into it.
That's a personalization you could do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. So then I guess we have a starting price point at $609,900.
Well, and you have to see they didn't put the 24/5 incentive on those two, the Newport and the Monterey. So you want to deduct that as well. So you're actually starting in the upper 5s in both the Newport and the Monterey.
Wow.
Yes.
I was assuming, and obviously we shouldn't assume, but I was assuming because these were brought in for those home sites that maybe that 24/5 wasn't applicable, but it is.
It absolutely is.
So we're 609 minus 24.5 minus the cost of the basement minus 2%. Okay.
Yeah. You nailed it.
All right. So 5 home sites. What are you seeing? Obviously, some of these have sold.
Yeah.
Which home sites have you, or floor plans have you seen that people have been selecting so far, as like in that area?
Yeah, great question. So there's been a mix. Of course, we have a couple Kingfishers in that section. Just a great home, very popular. It fits a lot of what folks are looking for.
Sure.
But we actually brought in 3 floor plans specifically for that section.
Okay.
Just because of how the homes sit on the site. It just looks nice.
Yeah.
We brought in the lilac.
That's
Because it
great.
gives additional space on the sides of the home. We already have lots of room out there already.
Sure.
Because our sites are just under a quarter of an acre
Yeah.
right there. But we also brought in the Newport and the Monterey.
Awesome.
And we've gotten a lot of attention on those. But I will say 133 and 130 are both lilacs. And we're really excited to see those go up and see how they sit.
And what's cool is obviously, the county will set up offsets or setbacks,
Yeah.
And on the sides and everything. So like you have, the maximum width of what you can build. However, if the floor plan happens to be narrower, you're not forced to go all the way. So if anyone were to pick 134, 139, or 129, theoretically, they're going to have some extra room between them because the lilac's a narrower home. That's a 40-foot plan, correct?
The lilac?
Yeah.
36.
Oh, 36. Okay.
Yeah, that's
wow.
part of the 36-foot series. So you might want to get your neighbor a bottle of wine and say thank you, for giving us a little extra side yard. But you're exactly correct.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you could, in theory, if either of these wanted to be a lilac, they could, so long as they're within the triangle rule.
You got it.
Okay.
Different elevation and siding color. And, But that's all for me to worry about.
Yeah, exactly. And that would get even more so that additional width should the lilac kind of fit what someone's looking for. But
Absolutely.
that's awesome. So we have 4 here, 146 I looked at. That looks to be a little bit of a wider home site.
It is. So it's a little bit wider, but the back of the home site can limit what we can do back there.
Okay.
Homes do fit out there. Outdoor living, we will get something out there, absolutely.
Okay.
And what's great about that site is you've got a pond across the street.
Yeah.
So nobody across from
beautiful
you.
view. Yeah. Yeah. So
definitely get a house with a porch.
Yeah. No,
It'll be a nice morning cup of coffee.
And this is going to be, it's facing roughly due east, I would assume. So you definitely have some beautiful mornings there.
Exactly.
What are the home site premiums that you have on these home sites here?
0.
Really?
Yeah. It's just the cost of the house.
Not even 129, which is going to have like tree view in the back. That doesn't have.
So that'll have like the tree view in the front.
Oh, the front, not the back.
I knew what you meant. It's okay. So with those 2 sides of the street, there's a couple things I like to think of. Of course, sun exposure, right?
Sure.
Absolutely. But if you're on 129, that's kind of like an oversized cul-de-sac.
Okay.
Because the only people coming in there are the ones
that live there,
that are living there. If you're on the other side of the street, of course, then that's where you have some of the tree views past the homes when you're out on your courtyard.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, outside.
Those are super tall, mature trees.
Yeah.
So you're going to see them even past the homes that back to those trees.
Absolutely.
And I just think that's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, wow. And for a $0 lot premium, because some of the premiums in this community, I know, not counting that one that's kind of off there in the distance, which I don't even know what that was.
Yeah.
This guy here was, I know, a little high.
Yep.
And then this monster here.
Absolutely.
Where was the house? Was the house built here?
No, it's actually further back.
Is it really?
They've got an awesome driveway.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Wow. So they're back. So they have a back water view and just like super private.
Oh, super private.
What was that?
You know what's funny? All of that was sold way before I joined the Marsh Island team. So I don't even know. But if I had to guess, right? Just to guess, it's definitely a couple $100,000.
Yeah.
Easy.
Monster home site premium for sure.
Yep.
But these, so again, you might be potentially looking at I don't know, Walden, Peninsula Lakes, trying to get in a little bit more aggressive price point.
Absolutely.
And Marsh Island was out of the mix for you because you just didn't, it was too high of a price. But now with all of these incentives,
it's changed the game.
Now you have the ability to get into Marsh Island.
Yeah. So many new opportunities, which is really cool.
And it really is, and for anyone that has, is on my YouTube channel and has watched any of my driving tours through here, I mean, it is a very pretty community.
Stunning. And that's where I was saying just the way it was developed and laid out, it's just very unique. It's very aesthetically pleasing. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
There's no other way to say it.
And then Camp Arrowhead Road it's a dead end. So you don't have a ton of through traffic. It's not like people are cutting through.
Yeah.
And it comes out when we look at, so let's see here.
Yep.
When we go down Camp Arrowhead Road, it actually comes out to 24, which you've got JD Shuckers right across the street there.
Absolutely.
For some dining, a gas station right there. So super convenient, some stuff.
Yeah.
And then a left takes you inland in towards Millsboro, and a right takes you right into
to the beach.
Route 1. Yeah.
Yeah, and then from there you can go right into the Rehoboth or into Lewes. It's pretty awesome.
So if you had to guess, and I know that you weren't in this community from the get-go, but where were you, if you had to guess, where was the average price point that you saw prior to all of these crazy savings before?
Oh my gosh. I mean, we have homes in there, 1.6.
Wow.
Easy. You know what I mean? So definitely further in the back on pilings, those kinds of homes, we are seeing higher price points. Even before I came in, to be in the mid-9s was extremely common.
Sure.
And now we're able to help folks get in there for, our homes start in the upper 5s.
Yeah.
So, and you don't have to do a lot to a Schell home.
Yeah.
And that's what I love.
So much
right?
is included with it.
Exactly.
Granite and everything.
Yeah,
the kitchens
and tile
are
and hardwood. So it makes it easy. And so now, you could get in with outdoor living space, a basement, all kinds of great features for upper 6s.
Wow.
Low 7s, depending on the plan.
And on these home sites, you can do like courtyard or deck and outdoor space as well.
Absolutely.
And the basement.
And a basement. It's a hidden gem.
And you can do walk-up access from that basement.
Yeah, depending on the plan.
Yeah.
We are seeing that, which is cool.
Yeah, I mean, so this is tough. Because
I don't expect them to stay long.
No, absolutely not. And I think the problem is that they just haven't been being talked about.
I know.
At least not enough, or not with a loud enough voice, because I mean, it's been one of those communities that everyone kind of aspired or really wanted to be.
Yeah.
It's similar to Welch's Pond.
It is.
But it has like, real water access or better water views.
Right.
And also, or if someone's looking at Welch's Pond and they're like, I don't really feel like dealing with construction for the next,
couple
3-4 years or whatever, or 3.5 years, this is going to be pretty much done when these people move in. I mean,
and it is great.
Yeah,
it is. And you can't go wrong with any Schell community, as I tell everybody, but it's so important to find the community that really fits your style and your vibe. And I'm here to help with that.
Yeah.
We just got to ask the right questions.
Yep.
And that's what I can help with.
And to the point that you just said about Schell Brothers communities or whatever, did you guys, I know that typically you do, did you guys build the amenities in this community?
We did.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're the developer here.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know who the developer was.
Yeah.
But even still, a lot of times when you guys are in communities, when you're the sole builder, you guys still will take on the project of building the amenities.
Correct.
Because it's important to, the vibe of the community and what people are getting.
And on brand,
as
I say.
And it's as beautiful as your home is, your clubhouse or your gym or whatever it is has that similar vibe because similar builders and designers have done that. So it's important. In my community, I'm a little bit older community, but the builder that built my home, I won't say who it was, they're a builder. So developer develops the land, the builder comes in, builds the homes, and the developer just contracts out of like, give me a rectangle clubhouse, give me a rectangle pool, put a fence around it.
Done.
Who's the cheapest one? And that's kind of the way it goes. We get just as wet in the pool as people at Marsh Island. It's just not as fun, and it's not as.
I hear
so
you.
It's nice. I mean, you guys really do, and you see the importance in the lifestyle of the community outside of the home, which I think is an important factor.
Well, you've nailed it. We don't just build homes.
Yeah.
We build community. And that just goes to show, even with the way that we give back to the local community, we're not just a builder.
Yeah.
And by far.
Yeah.
And that's pretty special.
Yeah, no, I agree. Well, I think that, this is an important one. This is one that people should be having on the radar. Again, if you're a Courtyard Series home person and you're looking for it, and we know that normally those communities come at a premium price point because
especially in Lewes.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, it is 19958. So
Yeah.
and for people that are looking for particular school districts and everything,
Absolutely.
it falls into the Cape School District.
It does.
So if someone's looking to be in Cape, this is a community that'll fall in those lines as well.
Yep.
But if you've wanted it and the price point has always been kind of a little bit out of reach, I think these incentives really kind of bring it back on the table for like true discussion. So
it does, and I can't tell you how many folks that I've chatted with, even other agents that are like, "Oh, we thought you were totally sold out."
Yeah,
it's like, no, we are not. We have 5 opportunities left.
Yep.
Like you don't have to miss out.
And it's you and it's Tyler. Still Tyler Brock. Yeah.
Yep.
So
yep.
Awesome. Well, Alli, thank you so much. I
Yeah.
can't thank you enough for coming on again. I think that this is just an awesome, possibility for so many people, and they should definitely be, at least if they're looking. I say this process is like trying on jeans. This is a pair that should be tried on to see how it fits.
Exactly. And like I say, come in and have a chat.
Yep.
That's all you have to do.
Worst case scenario.
I'm going to ask some questions. And really what I love to do, just so everybody knows, I just want to get to know them.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not here to tell you what Marsh Island has to offer. I mean, that's what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
But I want to learn more about them.
Sure.
Why they're moving, what they're moving from, and everything that they're looking for. And if it's Marsh Island, that's great. We just continue the conversation.
Sure.
And worst case, if it's not, I'll point them in the right direction.
Yeah.
So if there's anybody listening that wants to have a chat, wants to figure out where the right place is, I'm always open for that.
Yep. And part of that discussion may be that Maryland's an option.
Yeah. Or Arbor Lynn.
Yes,
Absolutely.
or Arbor Lynn. Well, I was gonna segue that in. You are also at Arbor Lynn, so
Yes.
I think for anyone that's watching this, make sure that you tune in. Alli will be back on so that we can talk about Arbor Lynn, as well as hopefully we can have you and Frank on to talk about Maryland in the very near future.
Absolutely. It'd be a lot of fun, Cory.
Great.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being on. It's been a pleasure.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right. Have a good one.
Yeah, you too.
Thanks again for tuning in to this episode of Who's in the House. If you still have questions, feel free to email us at info@who'sinthehouse, as in Delaware.com. You can also call or text any questions to 302-466-5511. And don't forget, hit that subscribe button, that notification bell. And in the meantime, keep an eye out for our next episodes. We look forward to seeing you then. Have a great day.